More than 2,000 years ago, in the East, on the land we now call Nepal, a prince born into the splendor of palaces made a choice that would change the course of human history. He left behind his throne, bid farewell to his family, cut off his hair, and donned the simple robes of a wanderer, setting out on a journey to discover the path of liberation for the human soul. A few centuries later, far away in the ancient Greek world, a merchant lost all his wealth after a fierce storm at sea. With every material possession washed away by the waves, he sat in quiet reflection, contemplating the meaning of gain and loss. From that moment, he found a way of living that allowed the mind to remain calm amid life's unpredictable storms. From these two seemingly unrelated stories, the world gained two great streams of thought: Buddhism in the East and Stoicism in the West. Though they arose in different lands, eras, and cultures, both share a common aim: training the mind so that one can remain composed, clear-sighted, and inwardly free in the face of fate's tempests. As one saying goes, a Stoic is the Buddhist of the West, a playful comparison, though it still cannot fully capture the profound kinship between these traditions. Their meeting point lies in their shared emphasis on ethics and self-cultivation. Neither remains merely a theory written in books. Both demand daily practice, living mindfully, exercising self-control, nurturing wisdom, compassion, and discipline. The ultimate goal is not happiness that depends on external circumstances, but an inner strength and fulfillment that cannot be shaken. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus taught that philosophy is not for idle debate but for purifying the soul of illusions, blind desires, and unworthy habits. For him, disciplined self-examination combined with kindness is the antidote that cleanses the mind, helping us recognize and keep what is wholesome, and discard what is toxic. Life, if embraced fully, becomes a constant awakening from stagnation, leading us toward richness and joy. This thought echoes in the words of the Buddha: to bring happiness and peace to others, one must first master their own mind. When the mind is under control, wisdom and virtue naturally shine forth. It is unwholesome thoughts that sow suffering, not external enemies or circumstances. Two traditions, one Eastern, one Western, may seem like parallel lines, yet they converge upon the same truth: the true power of a person lies in mastering the mind, so that no matter how fierce the storm outside, the heart remains as still as a tranquil lake. Impermanence and transience. Both details acknowledge the impermanent and transient nature of the world. Stoicism shows us that everything in the material world is subject to change, while Buddhism emphasizes impermanence as one of the three marks of existence. Both philosophies encourage their students to develop a proper worldview, accepting life's impermanence, detaching from clinging to worldly attachments and desires. All conditioned phenomena are impermanent. All conditioned phenomena are suffering. All phenomena are non-self. In Buddhism, whatever is born, whatever arises due to conditions, will also cease when those conditions disperse. Human life inevitably goes through the stages of birth, aging, sickness, and death, following the law of impermanence that governs all conditioned things. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor of Stoicism, recognized this impermanence and recorded in his journal: "Consider how quickly all things dissolve and fade, things happening now or soon to occur, slipping past us and vanishing from sight. For everything flows like a relentless stream, always changing and shifting. Very few things remain constant, separating themselves from external circumstances." Both Stoicism and Buddhism share the view that one's inner state and happiness should not depend on outward factors such as wealth, social status, or the possession of material goods. Both remind their students of the importance of cultivating resilience and inner calm, allowing a person to find peace and contentment regardless of life's ups and downs. In his moral letters, the Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote, "And what is that good? Only this: a mind that is pure, free from error, something that places us on equal footing with the divine, that elevates itself above all that is common, and values nothing above itself. You are a rational being, so what is good within you is precisely that: perfect, complete reason. Strive to refine your reason from where it is now towards supreme clarity, and let it attain that state of perfection. Do not be too quick to call yourself happy, not until every ounce of that happiness springs from within. When After gazing at the endless contests, desires, and possessions the world chases after, you can see clearly. There is much you may appreciate, but nothing that rules over your heart. The Buddha's Dhammapada, in the chapter on the Brahman, holds a verse like a jewel. One who clings to neither past nor future, who claims nothing as their own, who holds on to nothing, that one I call a true Brahman. The old masters explained it thus: the one who walks the path. In all three times, past, present, and future, lives without possessions or wealth, keeps mastery over sensual cravings, dwells in frugality and simplicity, walks in mindfulness, and takes wisdom and awakening as their unwavering compass. In the ancient way of practice, there were only 3 robes and a single alms bowl. With nothing more than these, the heart became pure as untouched snow, and free as the open sky. One who attains such qualities is, in the Buddhist sense, a true Brahman. Mindfulness and awareness. Both Stoicism and Buddhism place great emphasis on cultivating lived experience and conscious awareness as a way to understand oneself and to contemplate the world more deeply. Stoicism encourages individuals to be present in the moment, to observe their own thoughts and emotions, and to form sound judgments. Similarly, Buddhism values the practice of sati, mindfulness, and meditation, fostering clear, non-judgmental awareness of the present moment. This shared spirit finds voice in the reflections of Marcus Aurelius, who wrote words that awaken the reader. Perfection of character is this: to live each day as though it were your last, without haste, without indifference, without pretense. Likewise, Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh offers his gentle counsel: drink your tea slowly and reverently, as if it were the axis on which the whole world revolves. Slowly, evenly, without rushing toward the future, recognizing and accepting suffering. Both philosophies recognize the reality of suffering in human life and offer guidance on how to navigate through it. Stoicism teaches that hardship and adversity are natural parts of existence, realities to be accepted and endured with strength. Marcus Aurelius expressed his view on suffering by advising that when faced with difficulties that cause bitterness, one should not say, "This is misfortune," but rather, "To endure this with dignity is good fortune." In Buddhism, the 4 Noble Truths identify suffering as a fundamental aspect of life. The first truth, the truth of suffering, dukkha, explains that birth is suffering, aging is suffering, illness is suffering, and death is suffering. Worry, grief, lamentation, and despair are also suffering. Not obtaining what one desires is suffering. In essence, everything related to the 5 aggregates is suffering. The 5 aggregates, or 5 skandhas, include form, the physical body; feeling, perception, mental formations; and consciousness. These aggregates refer to the components that make up both body and mind, acting as layers that veil true wisdom. They are not limited to the physical but encompass mental aspects as well. A being is considered complete only when all 5 aggregates are present, much like a clenched fist exists because of the cooperation of 5 fingers and the palm. Once the hand opens, it's no longer a fist. Humans are often overwhelmed by suffering but fail to understand its origin. Essentially, human nature is impermanent and lacks a permanent self, anatta. Yet people cling to the belief in an enduring I. This I is formed from the physical and mental elements, the 5 aggregates, which arise from countless causes and conditions. The desire for permanence in these impermanent aggregates leads to ignorance, or a lack of true awareness. To reduce suffering, Buddhism offers the Noble Eightfold Path, which cultivates wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. The path includes right view, correct understanding; right intention, right resolve; right speech, truthful and harmonious communication; right action, ethical behavior; right livelihood, righteous means of earning; right effort, diligent effort; right mindfulness, awareness and attention; and right concentration, proper meditation and focus. This is the path followed by the awakened ones of the past to achieve liberation from suffering and attain lasting peace. Finally, it is about living in harmony with nature. When we realize that the essence of life is impermanence, that everything is in constant flux, Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of awakening, enlightenment. This awareness brings peace, allowing us to let go and focus on living each moment calmly and fully in the present. Stoics see life the same way. They recognize death and the return of all things to dust as the inevitable final destination for every human being. Every day and hour, we face the fleeting nature of life, yet desires, comparisons, and attachments often blind our minds. Therefore, Epictetus once reminded his students, if you love your children, siblings, or friends, remember that these beloved ones are not possessions. They only accompany you for a limited time, not forever, like figs or grapes that appear only in their season. Wishing to hold onto them like fruit in the dead of winter is folly. If you long to see your son or friend again, even knowing it may not be possible, understand that you are hoping for a fig to appear in winter. Seneca reflected in a letter to his friend about our folly of focusing solely on the body. Blind to everything beyond it, we can accept the death of ourselves and loved ones with much greater courage once we realize that life and death, like everything else, come and go in cycles of union and dissolution, governed by the skilled hand of fate. Both Buddhism and Stoicism remind us of the uncomfortable truths of existence. Life is full of change and impermanence. All phenomena are transient, and lasting satisfaction is something we cannot grasp. Impermanence, suffering, and the uncontrollable are perhaps absolute truths of the universe. But they certainly capture our lived experience of the world, when we pay close attention. Both traditions encourage us to apply their teachings as practical exercises to the present moment and beyond, nurturing a life that is more beautiful, peaceful, and gentle, even when the waves of fate crash fiercely. The shared wisdom of these two paths can help us, modern people living in a skeptical world, to find our own lighthouse in the storm. If you enjoyed this article, please like and share to support us. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you all for listening.